Suppose you're lying on a road hurt. Which of the candidates would stop their car and get out and help you? I think Biden wins that one pretty easily. I think Elizabeth maybe. I don't think Bernie wins it. Do you? Honestly? They are the question you got to ask about. Will this person help me when I need them?
Okay, so that's Chris Matthews alleging that Bernie Sanders would be a terrible Samaritan and not help somebody. Oh, that's fascinating. Now, let me give you the full quote, too. He said, you have your candidate. I'm not sure about all of them. I think Biden wins that pretty easily. I don't think Bernie wins it. So I may say, yeah, I think Bernie would help me. This is Joe Scarborough responding to that, in which Matthews responded, quote, Joe, you're covering for yourself. Really? So Bernie Sanders would not even stop his car. Would you, Chris? Would you stop your limo? No, of course not. Chris Matthews makes millions of dollars a year to talk down to us dirty plebs out in the street. Okay? He's probably never had a real conversation with anybody worth less than $1 million. Guaranteed. So this is a ridiculous segment, which, by the way, a little fact checking would debunk his entire notion, because it turns out this is not really hypothetical. Back in 2018, Bernie Sanders literally saved someone from getting hit by a car. Now, you guys may have remembered this story. This was 28-year-old DC law student Amy Carotto, right? Now, she's crossing the street on the way to a guitar lesson near the Capitol and was distracted by something, right? She ended up walking into oncoming traffic. Bernie Sanders literally started yelling at her. Bernie yells too much. Well, in this case, yelling kind of saved her life. She said to Vice, Bernie Sanders was right behind me and was like, ma'am, please get out of the street. Which I embarrassingly did not do immediately because I was mostly stunned that it was Bernie Sanders. Carotto said that Sanders, quote, seemed concerned and continued to ask me back onto the sidewalk. She then eventually did, obviously, and then afterwards asked him to take a selfie. Because, of course, that's what you do in this situation, right? And, in fact, here it is. Oh, there's a selfie. Just moments after he saved her life. Oops. So now she said, quote, it all happened probably within 20 seconds, so it was very fast. After we took the picture, he ran off toward the Senate as a crowd of people began to form. It was crazy. So this is not hypothetical. This actually happened where Bernie Sanders saved a girl from getting hit by a car. Would Chris Matthews have done that? I don't know. That's legitimately scary, right? But here's Bernie Sanders would never help someone. Oops, Bernie Sanders literally helped somebody. Look, Chris Matthews, people like him, I don't think they value our lives. I think this is why they advocate for a healthcare system, and they lie about it, that kills 46,000 people a year due to lack of healthcare. I'm just saying. Now, earlier in that segment, Scarborough had talked about Sanders and asked Matthews if he relates to voters in a way that other candidates don't. This was his response. This is Chris Matthews again. I don't think so. I don't know. I think the people that are desperate to get rid of Trump will reach for any life raft thrown at them. I don't know. I'll just say I don't know about that one. I think they respond to Biden and a good running mate. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Really? Really, dude? Wow. Out of touch. Completely, utterly out of touch. No. See, Chris Matthews doesn't represent regular people. Okay? He doesn't know any regular people. Who he represents is a cocktail circuit. All of his buddies in D.C. They cannot stand Bernie Sanders. No one there likes him. And so, of course, coming from that perspective, of course you're going to think that nobody likes Bernie Sanders. Well, nobody in my circle of friends that makes millions of dollars a year could ever like Bernie Sanders. I mean, they could never even fathom what would happen in a Bernie Sanders presidency. And by the way, that's why they fear it. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a patreon.com/TYTNation set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know how I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.